Welcome. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome back to DER Divine Eye Racing. Tonight we have our penultimate race here in Division 2, which is here at Zandvoort. So welcome to Zandvoort, home of the Dutch Grand Prix. The track, of course, which is nestled in the dunes of the North Sea coastline. It's a 4.259 kilometer circuit. One of the most thrilling and unique tracks in Formula One, really. It's high-speed corners, plenty of high-speed corners, dramatic elevation changes, and of course the passionate Oranje army filling the grandstands. So Zandvoort is truly a spectacle of speed and skill. I mean, only one really good overtaking opportunity down in turn one, typically. However, we'll see. We'll see if these drivers are able to make some less than ideal overtakes happen on this track. Unfortunately, we do not have the championship standings at the moment. We do not have the championship standings at the moment, leading up to our final race of the season next week, which will be in Qatar. But at the moment, we do have, of course, our drivers on track for the qualifying session. I don't believe it is a sprint race. It is not a sprint race. So next week is actually going to be a sprint race in Losail in Qatar, as we see DJ Lawson going to the top of the timesheets with a 1:11.2. So not a terrible time, but definitely going to be wanting to improve on that later on in the session, as we're going on board with Srivatsa now, who has been one of the pleasant surprises of this this season so far. Definitely, I think he joined pretty late in, if I'm not mistaken. Srivatsa, let's see where he is in standings. Yeah, he joined about, this is his 6th race with us, 6th, 7th race, and he's pretty damn consistent, it has to be said, so far, and definitely been one of the quicker drivers in Division 2. Potentially a promotion to Division 1 coming up for him, as he goes top of the timesheets with a 9.8. First driver into the sub-10s. Definitely a solid lap indeed. He's going to be quite happy with that, as we're going on board with Nick Agnola now, who is on a lap. Seem to have some pretty good rotation. A bit hesitant on the power out the final corner. Let's see what kind of time he's able to do. Goes P3 with a 10.9. About a second off the pace compared to Srivatsa. Srivatsa seems to be in a league of his own at the moment, but we do have a few drivers yet to set times. Super Sean, who had a pretty good race, if I remember correctly, last week in Abu Dhabi, I want to say. Was it Abu Dhabi last week? No, bear with me. It was Canada last week, that's it. It was Canada last week. Had a pretty good race in Canada last week. I think he was able to secure himself a P2, if I'm not wrong. But we'll go on board with Natwani now. Of course, everyone knows my favorite driver. As he's a little bit hesitant on the power on the exit there. Just in hot lap mode for the moment, so not feeling the need to really be deploying the battery at the moment. Doesn't quite hook up the apex on that one. Misses the apex on that corner as well. So perhaps just looking to get his eye in a little bit. Does manage to hit the apex that time around. A bit hesitant on the power once again, because you hear the traction control just struggling to get used to things, and Nakamura seems to be a bit hesitant at the moment. Definitely a driver I would encourage, highly encourage, to turn his traction control off for next season and learn otherwise. So only good enough for P6. You could tell that he was a bit unsure that lap, that is for sure. As we got the Bartopher, who had a tragic time last time out in Canada and Montreal. Just wasn't able to get it going really. He had a couple of incidents, had to come in and change his wing a couple of times, and just wasn't really his day, it has to be said. As we are on board, Kodoi was able to set a time, I believe. Oh, he's on an out lap now. So second lap of the session upcoming for Kodoi. Let's go on board with the Bartofor. He is a championship protagonist, I want to say. I think he's potentially second in the championship now. Perhaps maybe even third in the championship after last week's poor showing. But with still 2 races to go, still everything to fight for. And that was an out lap, which did count, or he's done 2 out laps, so an installation lap to burn some fuel. Oh, someone goes off into the gravel there. And is he going to continue this lap? I think he might have been slightly distracted by his Alpine teammate there as we're going on board with Kev the Slice now. Oh no, going on board with Kodoi, who is on a lap, and he says a purple sector 1. Missing that apex just ever so slightly there, but see what he can do going into the last sector here. Purple sector 2 as well. Seems to be a very good lap by Kodoi at this moment. What he's able to do, only good enough for P2, so yet again Srivatsa setting the benchmark, and no one able to get too close at the moment, just over a tenth of a second between Srivatsa and Kodoi. Srivatsa is out on an out lap again, second time now. We'll go on board with the Bartov, where he was on another out lap. Not too sure what he's doing. No, he's stuck it into none. Bit of an odd one, I'm not too sure what is going on there. On board with Nick Agnola now at the moment, good enough for P6. See if he's able to improve. Oh, he's got a Ferrari in the way. That is Kev the Slice. I'm not sure Nick will be too happy about that. Nick is up by, oh, big cut, and he's unfortunately invalidated there, but yeah, definitely got distracted, I'd have to say, by Kev the Slice, who is, oh no, that was Kodoi, my apologies, that was Kodoi there, and why am I not able to, yeah, Kodoi was coming into the pits after his lap, and Nick Agnola, of course, did invalidate his lap of that previous attempt there. So the Bartofor has finally managed to burn off enough fuel to go for a real push lap now. An 11.4 definitely isn't a representative time, and it seems that he is lighting up the timesheets so far on this lap. Seems to be having a purple per sector. I wonder if those tires are going to be extremely worn down. Oh my days, that is Queasy, who doesn't realize his surroundings around him, unfortunately. And the Bartofor coming around an ultimate corner, seems to get some good rotation there. Srivatsa improves on his time, his previous time, up to provisional pole still, but good enough for a 9.4. The Bartofor, his first lap, his first real push lap, is enough for P3, so I think he's going to want to strap on some fresh set of tires and just go for one push lap, because I think he must have had plenty of wear on those tires, which is obviously representative of a whole second behind Srivatsa. Captain Slice comes across the line now, and good enough for a P4. So 2 Ferraris pretty close together. It's always good to see when you are of a certain kind of within a certain time of your teammate. And of course, Ferrari, who are leading the constructors, or they're not leading the constructors, sorry, they are P4. That was before last race. So still plenty of work to be done for the Ferraris if they are to challenge for the Constructors' Championship. And we'll be going on board with Kodoi for this full lap. As he's coming in, no, he has activated his ERS, so Kodoi will be on a lap now. He's got his ERS open, plummeting down turn 1, wanting to brake just about 50-meter mark, cutting that inside corner as much as possible, not using too much of that curve, flicking the car into that right hand corner and flicking it once again, staying nice and tight to the inside of that apex there, riding a little bit of the curve. Now this sweeping section is really, really lovely in there. I want to cut a little bit of that corner, as much as we call it, it is a corner, but not really. Pretty much full throttle through this exit here, a little bit flick on the right hand side, right hand corner. A little bit of curb on that exit there, and definitely touching that apex. It wasn't the cleanest, but of course this corner here is one of the most important on the track, and he's not using his ERS, should be using a little bit more ERS, there we go. Coming up to the line, definitely could have used a little bit more. He has improved by about 3.5 tenths, which has kept him in P2. And I think he's going to have enough time to go for one more lap between now and then the session. Board with Easy now, who's trying to improve on his 11.6. An improvement by about 1 and a bit tenths. So definitely not good enough for himself at the moment. He's down in P14. Roberto now is on a hot lap, but he has abandoned the hot lap. Needs to recharge his ERS, mate. I'm not sure he realizes he's still in hot lap mode. Gone board with Motion God now for his lap. What is most likely going to be his final lap around Zandvoort in qualifying. Used a huge chunk of his ERS through sector 1 there, up by about 2 and a bit tenths. As Kodoi has retired in the pit, so evidently he did not have enough tires to consider going back out once more. As we got Motion Guards coming out to the end of sector 2. He's up by about 2 and 3 tenths there. Doesn't have a huge amount of ERS to play with now at the end of the lap. The beginning of sector 3 seemed a little bit untidy there, it has to be said. But let's see what we can do. Come up to the line. Improvement by even a tenth will be massive for him. He improves by a tenth, which enables him to go up by 1 position, and he retires on track, which is not ideal. That's not what you want to be doing. But we'll go on board with Roberto, who is on a hot lap. A couple of drivers are making the way out of the pits now for the final runs of this qualifying session in DER Division 2, our penultimate race this season here in Zandvoort. A bit squirrely on the exit there, did Roberto's car. Let's see if he's able to make an improvement on his current time. He does make an improvement, just shy of a tenth of an improvement. Unfortunately not enough for him to catapult up the timesheets. And I'd have to say that is going to be putting himself a little bit of risk here. I mean, we've got Nathwani, who's a quick driver behind, and Keknola, who's a quick driver, Super Sean, who definitely hasn't had the best of starts in this qualifying session. Super Sean on his final run of the session. our championship leader, if I'm not incorrect. Yeah, you can tell he's really suffering with that traction control. Super Sean's definitely could be a lot quicker with the use of traction control off. He didn't quite get the rotation there that he needed. It seems to just not be Super Sean's track, which is obviously an element which will be beneficial for the Bartow to kind of recoup some of the points that he lost last week. Here we go, Super Sean coming down into sector 3. Oh no, what am I saying? He's on an outloud. Is he on an outloud? No, it just hasn't been tracking, unfortunately. I'm not sure he's able to make an improvement. Let's see, coming up to the line. So this will be his only lap. It is an improvement. So good enough for P9 at the moment. On board with... Oh, Kevin Slices had a little bit of an incident, unfortunately. On board with Nehano, who's up by 5/10 now. Does keep it within track limits this time around. And a 5/10 improvement would be massive for Nick at this moment. Hopefully a couple more tenths to come from now until the line. Just Kevin Slices pulled off to the side, and let's see what kind of improvement it's going to be. It's good enough for P7. Not a bad time whatsoever, has to be said. On board with Issue now. He's getting some connection issues. Ishii has not made an improvement. Expedito is not on the fast lap. Seems like he's happy with his time. Bartofo is coming to the pits. Srivatsa was not able to improve, or was able to improve slightly, I believe. But that is it for our qualifying session here tonight. Big congratulations to PlayStation is trying to do the voice recognition thing. Big congratulations to Srivatsa taking pole position here in Zandvoort, and for pole position at a track where it is incredibly hard to overtake, unless you're within 3 or 4 tenths of the car in front of you before the DRS activation. It is a difficult track to overtake. I mean, strategy is going to play a huge part into it as well. Going to be curious to see what these drivers opt for. Typically, you see a soft medium strategy or medium soft. We do know the hards are a decent tire around here. So let's see what these drivers go for. Srivatsa followed by Kodoi, the Bartow Expedito. That's going to be tough for Super Sean to make a comeback from P10. Well, we've seen it before. We've seen Super Sean have some poor qualifying sessions and then fight back in the race. He's going to need another drive like that tonight if he's able to bring the championship to the last race. Here we go. So we've got the drivers ready to go. And it is a strong mix of soft and medium tires around the whole grids. So this is going to play a big part into the strategies. Cordoy on the soft tires, we know he is a very quick driver, so he's going to be wanting to get past Srivatsa as soon as possible. Expedito as well, a little bit further behind on the soft tires as well. I'd say probably the better tire to start on is that medium tire, in all honesty. Medium, and then see where the race takes you. There's a safety car around lap 14. From then on, really, lap 12 onwards, want to be making a pit stop onto the hard tires, of course. If safety car comes a little bit later, then hey, that's also a fantastic idea as well. But as you can see, the strategy on the suggestion from the game, saying both a soft to medium or hard is the most viable strategy. Okay, so position change, we'll get that locked in. Alright, the drivers lined up for the last bits of their formation lap, penultimate formation lap of the season here. And we're going to go on board with Kodoy, who is on the soft tires. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And we are a go, 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 go here in DER Division 2. And Kodoy's had a fantastic start off the line. He takes the lead into turn 1. Srivatsa's already being challenged by the Bartofor. He tucks in, he's happy to stay in P3 for now. Queasy up 3 positions early on in this one. A little bit of contact behind somewhere, as it's quite easy to be done. But Nick Agnola banging wheels ever so slightly with Nathwani. This could get really, really dicey indeed. However, still side by side actually. The move is not completely done. Someone having to pull out of it right now, and that is Nick Agnola, unfortunately, having to run onto the curb where you do not want to be touching there. Unfortunately, he's got beached out a little bit and loses a couple positions as a result of that. Super Jean up 3 positions as well. Waza up 4 positions. Fantastic, fantastic starts from them, it has to be said. Positions 3 to 5 all behaving nicely, all happy to kind of stay in their positions where they started. And Kodoy making use of those soft tires at the moment. He has already put a gap between himself and Srivatsa by about 1.1 seconds. Does run onto the gravel there ever so slightly, so that will lose him a bit of grip. However, Srivatsa on the medium tires, all he has to do, all his job is to stay within that 1 second of the cars ahead if possible. Apart from that, that is the only break in the train for the moment. And Nick Agnola seems to be losing quite a bit of time. Is that any damage on his car? No, no damage there. I mean, just seems to be maybe not quite on the pace. Ooh, Waza goes quite wide there, I think it was. Or that was maybe just a little bit of lag. Kodoy setting the pace early on in this one. Seems to be having some fantastic pace on those medium tires. I mean, Srivatsa shouldn't worry too much. If I was him, I'd be letting the Bartofor pass, working together with the use of DRS. The Bartofor is on the battery. Srivatsa is on the battery as well, so I'm not quite sure what his thinking is there. Srivatsa goes defensive a little bit. Expedito has to take a little bit of evasive action there, and Nathwani hits the wall on the exit there and has some more contact with Captain Slice. As a result of that, Super Sean a little bit further behind has some more contact. I'm not sure if I saw a little bit of front wing popping off the car, and Waza pushes him ever so slightly off the track as well. Definitely a bit of a dicey one there, and I'm sure Super Sean won't be too pleased about that situation there. Captain Slice is holding these guys up, it seems, though. He's not able to... Oh, goes a little bit wide and onto the grass. It's not where you want to be, and that'll allow enough money to push through. Will Super Sean go and make a move of it? No, he will not. Waza is pushing Super Sean through, really trying to make a move wherever possible. There's a couple of gaps in these trains now, a few different groups that are broken out now. Oh, as we see Kevin Slice into the wall, and that should be a safety car. Yep. Safety car indeed, unfortunately for Kevin Slice. Oh! Oh no! Oh no. I caught a little bit of that, but I think Motion Guard slowed down a bit too much. And I'm not too sure, I don't want to speak, but I think Motion Guard slowed down a bit too much there. And which made Roberto have to react, and then Roberto went into the wall. That is not an ideal situation, and not an ideal situation for Kodoe as well, who put in some solid lap times there early on to try and get away, and a big gap, a few seconds, a couple seconds at least, to the Bartow floor. And now that gap has been, or it will be neutralized due to the safety car coming out. Kevin Slice was able to make the most of the safety car already, has pits, has changed his wing. I wonder if he has any more damage as a result of that, but let's see what Kodoe does. Kodoe up one position, still on the soft tires, which will be good for at least another 8 laps, I want to say. Well, I wouldn't say at least, but good for another 8 laps. He's opted to pit, which is a smart decision. And he goes a bit too quickly into the pits. Bartow for making sure that he doesn't speed in. Mafwani as well. Super Sean also pitting. But we have, I think that was all medium runners who decided to stay out. Oh, a couple soft runners, Expedito and Waza, opting to stay out, take their chances, betting on another safety car perhaps. But we have most of our drivers opting to go for the hard tires. If I was Kodo, I would have changed that hard tire straight away. I mean, as soon as he got that penalty, he needed to go onto the mediums in my opinion. But he's got it's a tough one because he should pit now. If I was him, I'd pit now, get rid of that 10-second penalty, because it could hurt him later on in the race. Yeah, if I'm Kodo, I'm pitting now to get rid of that 10 seconds, stick on some medium tires, and then go back onto some hards later on in the race. Around once again. Safety car will be out for at least another lap. Is staying out. Interesting decision from him. And these soft drivers at the front, I think it's going to be a big mistake that they are going to be staying out. Obviously they're going to be losing a lot of time to the cars around them when they do eventually box. We'll see, we'll see. Maybe they know something that I don't. Maybe the script has already been written and I just haven't seen it yet, so um, yet to see. As the safety car should be coming in at the end of this lap, and unfortunately we just had the one driver at the moment who has left us, which is Roberto. Position changes though. We've got Waza, Expedito at the front, up 3 positions. Srivatsa down 1 at the moment, but he has stayed out on his medium tires. Smart decision from him. Waza up 9 positions, of course, on the soft tires, so he's going for that track position for the moment. DJ Lawson up 7 as well, Ishii up 6. So all the drivers who haven't decided to pit, of course, they have gained track position as a result of that. We'll go on board with Expedito, and he has decided to floor it. Srivatsa, a little bit asleep there, 0.6 of a second. Oh, never mind, it's already come down to about 0.3 of a second, so I'm not quite sure. Oh, there's a lag perhaps? I'm not quite sure where or what is going on here. Srivatsa and Waza seem to be inside of each other very briefly indeed, but as we go back racing once again, interested to see what kind of progress Corduroy can make up on these full-guard tires. I mean, once they warm up, it'll be a couple laps, and then I think it'll be quicker than those medium tires in front of him. We know Corduroy is a quick driver, so he's got to just be patient for when he does end up making those overtakes. Corduroy only following DJ Lawson by about 0.2 of a second at the moment. Is on the battery. Not going to be using that much battery at this stage, that is for sure. Back towards the front of the grid. I'm sure that's I'm trying to get past Expedito as quickly as possible before those softs start to fade away, of course. Waza looking for a little bit of a switchback attempt. Car ahead. Now there is a gap, so Nick to DJ Lawson, 1.3 seconds, and Ishii really wants to get on with this, and DJ Lawson has under 10% battery, of course, as usual. And he is doing a really good job of holding up the rest of this pack here, has to be said. Turn 4 and Corduroy patiently waiting. Has to be really careful of the cars in front. Let's not make a mistake. Let's see if Corduroy is able to make this double overtake. No issues on the battery. Double overtake. Is it going to be a triple? Bartofer looks down the inside. Triple overtake on DJ Lawson, not quite complete yet. Oh, Bartofer had to really get out of that in order to avoid any kind of contact. And DJ Lawson's really trying to fight, but he's got no battery, so there is no point in fighting, my friends. Learn how to save some battery, that's all I'm going to say. Now, that has allowed this front pack to get away a little bit. Hopefully, should be able to work together, although I should be able to clear Ishii fairly quickly. That'll help. As we see a move by Mikagnola on Waza, who goes for another switchback attempt. Those soft tires are probably starting to die quite heavily now. Wazza has to do is trying to hold on for another 4 or 5 laps or so. Trying to stretch out, trying to get that tire delta towards the end of the race. Definitely want at least an 8 lap tire delta to the fresh, or the people who had already pit for the hard tires. An 8 lap delta will be what you're looking for, that is for sure. See, the pace at the front is fairly decent indeed. Kodor getting a little frustrated, I think, by the car in front of Ishii. So he's going to want to save some battery through this section if he can. Try and pass Ishii and then recover some battery once again. Nick Agnola is doing a really good job of saving some battery. Goes into none through that slow section, sector 3. On a little bit of the battery, Expedito is down below 10%, so it's a good sign for Nick. He's really going to want to try and exploit that next lap around, I presume. He's able to get past, or fighting really close with the Bartsofer there. Ishii behind, trying to go down the inside. I'm not sure that is really on there. Oh dear, bit of contact. But able to get through nice and clean. It gets the move stuck, but now has to re-overtake the Bartsofer in front of him. This gap between these two groups is about 3 seconds. But now that the Bartsofer and Corey have been able to clear Ishii, let's see if they're able to make any inroads to close back up. And they are on the pressure tires. Very low braking from Wazza there. Tires actually still seems to be holding up, and as we see, Wani making a move on Super Sean. Tried to go for a switchback there, and it was unfortunately wasn't able to quite get the angle that he needed. Easy, he started at the back of the grid, up a couple positions, up into P11 for the moment. Kept the slice. He was having some wheel issues, it seems. Happy to kind of stay behind for the moment, seems. Are seeing the Bartsofer close up corner by corner with cars in front. Of course, the Bartsofer does not have the use of any DRS, whilst Wazza is hanging on to the back of Mihagnola and the cars in front. He's able to eke out a little bit of lap time, lap by lap, just by hanging on in the DRS. Kodoi, he is going to size up the move. The Bartsofer is on the battery as well. Side by side, a little bit of a squirm on the exit there for Kodoi, but seems to be a move nicely done indeed. Boys, you don't need to be fighting each other. Kodoi, you got 10 seconds of penalties, my friend. You need to be making these passes as efficient as possible. And now you have to recharge your battery, my friends. Expedito doing a pretty good job of holding on to Trivatsa. His tires seem to be still in a decent nick, so as the further he can go, he's able to pit the same lap as Trivatsa. And that would be a very good sign for him and a possibility of a race win. A possibility, of course. The drivers who have already pit have the advantage for now. That's really losing battery, but there is He's able to get past Corridor there. He's pretty close to motion guard there, but not close enough to make a move. Now we're going to see Mafuani get a move on DJ Lawson, who painfully is still at 10% battery. See send from Super Sean there? No. No send from Super Sean. Mafuani is really suffering just by staying behind DJ Lawson. Could we see yet another double overtake on DJ Lawson at the end of straight into turn 1? He's already on the battery. Super Sean is in the hot lap mode, but he decided not to go on the battery. DJ Lawson is running on fumes. He's at 3% battery. That's going to be nearly a double overtake. Super Sean, is it going to be moved around the outside? Doesn't go for any battery usage. Very nicely done. Gets it done nice and easy around the outside. However, DJ Lawson is fighting back a little bit. Back towards the front of the grid now, where Waza has dropped off a little bit. 1.1 seconds, and that's going to be a track limits warning there for that corner cutting incident. If I am... Oh, it seems like the Bartov was able to get away from Corduroy and issue there. I'm not quite sure what happened. But the Bartov is on his way. He is in a net race lead at the moment, I believe. Won't be able to make it towards the end on those medium tires. However, the net race lead, as he has pit, and Expedito is in pits. Waza should have come in as well at that moment, to be honest with you. But let's see where Expedito comes out. Stops. Sorry, the Bartolfo is in the net race lead. Needs to get a move on as well and try and get past issue if possible. Both are on very, very similar levels of ERS. So that is something to monitor. We see Cagnola and Srivatsa still on those same medium tires from the start of the race on. As long as they kind of stick together, hit the same lap, could be in for a very good result. Two quick drivers. Using a little bit of a squirt of the ERS. Srivatsa down to like 0%, down to less than 10% of ERS. So he needs to put some work in to try and recharge if possible. As we saw Waza into the pits. Waza pitting a lap later than perhaps what was expected of him. But is that... what's going on there? There we go, he is out of the pits now. I'm not quite sure if that was just a little bit of a game glitch. No, he is... yeah, quite far back from Expedito, so I'm not sure if there was a wing change in there. I didn't see any animation for a wing change. But he definitely wasn't that far off of Expedito going into the pits. I'm not sure if that's just the undercut, but that's a good job from Expedito nonetheless. Able to get that much of an advantage. Nola rounding the final corner and does opts not to go into the pits, but Srivatsa has gone into the pits. Definitely taking it extra cautious into the pits there to not get a 10-second speeding penalty. And the Bartofor, our net race leader for the moment, 3 seconds off the leads. Nicagnola probably going to be wanting to respond so the undercut isn't too big. Oh, you see Kodoi going a little bit wide. What's happened there? What's happened to Kodoi? Oh, I was going to say. Just a little bit of lag there. Apologies for that. Timing sheet, this one a little bit funny. As indeed. On board with Super Sean, these guys are still trundling on quite nicely. Mathwani, Super Sean, these guys are not in any real pressing need to overtake each other and lose time. Super Sean going to go for a move now though. They are swapping. Very, very smart indeed from Mathwani and Super Sean. So just the two drivers yet to pit so far, Nikagnola and Ishii. I think Nikagnola is going to be going on to some soft tires. I think that is his plan. Maybe waiting it out for another safety car, which wouldn't be a terrible idea at all. After making his pit stop, to come out in P11 now, so let's see if he's able to. He's got some clean air in front of him. He's got about 3 seconds of clean air, so just wants to put in some solid laps times to kind of close up to the back of Shravat. So he's already onto the back of Expedito. Those medium tires that Expedito's got on are definitely going to be quicker at the moment, anyways. Super Sean overtaking each other once again. Allowed motion guard. They didn't do it in quite the most efficient manner, but allowed motion guard to kind of close back up as well and join this little train of hard tire runners. But Nick's doing a very good job. His tires seem to be holding very nicely. The Bartolo isn't closing in a huge amount. Bit of work for one of those guys to catch back up to Bartoko. They got about 6-7 seconds to try and close up to the net race leader here, so yeah, I mean, those mediums are definitely going to go off for the end of the race. That is something that has to be said for sure. So it's all about the timing, biding their time. You see Ishii coming into the pits now. Same new tires for 20 laps the whole race, and soft tires it is for him. Soft tires for Ishii, not a bad strategy at all. Nick is still going as well. Bartoko is closing right now. Nick's going to lose a whole bunch of time now. I imagine he's going to come out P10 or so. But Nick definitely has to be coming out of the pits as soon as possible. Our net race leader seems to be using a little bit of ERS on the exit, so Alpine 1-2 at the moment. I think, oh, he's still going. Something about the weather, perhaps. It is getting quite grey, but we do need moving out there on the track, so perhaps he knows something about the rain. It's always looking pretty grey in the Netherlands. our lead driver on that hard tire has 4.2 seconds to close up to the back of Bartolo. He is closing in now. So those medium tires are well past their best by date, let's say. And that motorway is, I mean, he's got that 10-second penalty to deal with, so this is obviously going to be a big factor in his finishing position. And he should have pit when that safety car was out, got rid of that time penalty, and I think he would have been in a much better position than where he is right now. Very good job still, as we said, holding off the Bartolo. The issue with the fastest lap is on some soft tires, so that is to be expected. Srivatsa still not making much progress. He's got Queasy in front of him, who has less battery. Two drivers in front of him now have less battery, but he's in a bit of a train, of course. Queasy is receiving the DRS from Expedito in front of him, which makes it that much harder to overtake. He has recharged now. He's got a full battery, and that is Kevin Slice. He's had a little bit of a spin, or a half spin it seems, and he's towards the back of the grid, as we see Srivatsa now trying to make a move on Queasy. Queasy does not have the DRS. Yep, Queasy does not have the DRS. And that should hopefully free up Srivatsa to try and close back up to Expedito now and maybe get a move on Expedito, because they have a lot of work to be done to get back up to the positions that they were once in. Cagnola is still going on these sprinty 3-lap old mediums. I think he's really waiting for a safety car. You see the car sliding all over the place, so he's really towards that back end of that grip now. Wait a second, our Alpine, they are second in the Constructors' Championship, so maybe this could be play. Never mind, Cagnola in the box now. Get rid of those old medium tires, and he's going to be going on some softs, I presume, for a 10-lap or 12-lap shootout. Where does he come out? What about Pete's head? It's not terrible. Not terrible. Let's watch Nick's progress through the fields. One driver picked off so far. Well done to Nick. Coming up so quick, close. Look at how much grip he's going to have compared to Vaza through that section. He's going to look down the inside. Yes, he is. Fantastic move by Nick. Waza trying to fight back on the exit. There is no point in you fighting Waza. Just try and click onto his DRS and see where you can go from there. Maybe Nick will drag you along, but in terms of raw pace, raw grip, Nick is going to be miles ahead of yourself. So 20 laps, 7 laps on the cars ahead. Srivatsa is the next car up. Sean slowing each other down. This little group of hard tire runners haven't quite made the progress they need to, which is a shame, because realistically should have been a chance of the race win. Bartolo, I don't think he's going to be making it to the end on these soft medium tires. But let's just stick on board with Nick these fresh, soft tires. Let's see what's given to purple sector 1. That is very much expected. So recharge his ERS here. Nick's doing a great job of picking them up. So when to recharge, sticking into none through this section here. It's already going to be in 1 second of the cars ahead. That is Srivatsa. 9 tenths and Sgat, 8.5. That is ERS secured. Not going to be able to make an overtake right now. Srivatsa is looking for a move on Expedito, and he gets that move done nicely. Cagnola takes the fastest lap of the race. Look how much grip he has in comparison to these boys in front of him. Battery, if possible. Oh, Srivatsa is going to be incredibly quick as well. He's going to be catching up to the pack in front of him very soon as well. So Nick Agnola has shoots to the inside, the outside. Lovely move around the outside of Expedito there. Fantastic, fantastic move. And now Nick has one more driver to try and overtake before they close up to drivers in the front. No, doesn't opt to go for it here. However, this is going to make things a lot more difficult for Nick now. Really needs to try and clear Srivatsa on that lap if possible. However, the Bartoko is in the pit, so Cordoy, our new race leader, however, he does have that penalty, of course, to contend with. Bartoko goes on to fresh, soft tires as well. Comes out in P11, so right at the back of this train here. And you can also follow the Bartoko's progress as well. So Cagnola able to get past Srivatsa, just caught that one last seconds there. But this is one big train right all the way up to P2, so Nick Cagnola definitely has a chance for the win here. Keep it clean, no track limits penalties for him. And a race win is potentially on the cards for Nick. As he steps on the ERS. Expedito is defending this one, but there's no point in defending that now. Nick Agnola on the charge. Oh no! That's going to be some wing damage. That is super, super unfortunate for Nick. He's coming into the pits. I'm not sure if he's going to retire. 10-second penalty. Yeah, I think that's going to be Nick done for the evening. Not too sure, but that is really unfortunate for Nick. A little bit too keen on the exit there. Bartoko now as he looks to get past Ishii to try and make the progress that Nick Agnola had once made. Ishii is not giving this one up. He's also on the soft tires, but he doesn't realize that the Bartoko, his softs are much, much fresher. He's going to go down the inside. No, not brave enough for the Bartoko. But, oh dear, that is not what you want to be seeing. Not quite sure how that happened there. But Ishii was maybe a little bit aggressive in defense, but also the Bartoko. I don't expect what it is. Anyways, Kodoy could still potentially win this race, as he is eating away from Nafwani behind him. He's got that 10-second penalty, of course, and the gap at the moment is about 9.1 seconds. It's been going up. Okay, so there you go, it's going up again. It's 9.2, 9.3 probably very soon. So Nafwani and Super Sean really have to try and work together to DRS swapping if possible, and making that pass really efficiently to try and close back up to Cordoy, because 10 seconds, you can't allow the driver in first place to win a race with 10 seconds of penalties. That is unheard of. Especially in a league where there's plenty of quick drivers of a similar level, but as I said, you can't allow a driver to win a race by 10 seconds. 10 seconds worth of penalties. Down the inside. Waza tries to fight him back. Goes for a switchback attempt. I respect the attempt. Martoko has that one covered up. Just a little bit of work to recharge his battery once again. Go for another one. Kept the slice now. Has some issues with his wheel. So let's keep it going on the tracks. Lag, never mind. Shrivatsa needs to get a move on. He does not realize that the drivers in front of him all have much more worn tires than him. He's got 4 laps to try and get himself into a P2 position. However, he hasn't got any battery to fight with. He's got the grip, but not the tire advantage. Okay, he's trying to make a move on this straight here. It's not going to work, unfortunately. Late braking on motion guard gets that move done very nicely. These guys are still on some very worn tires indeed. Shrivatsa is on the freshest tires out of this group. Expedito in front of him on some medium tires. He's trying to make a move on Super Sean. Closing in very much so. Tries to make a send down the inside. Super Sean goes for a half move on Mapwani. I think he's pretty happy to stay behind for the moment. But yep, Cordoy has gone above that 10 seconds mark at the moment. Kiknola back on the charge once again. Unfortunately, he has 10 seconds penalties to deal with. And he is down in P11. Shrivatsa has found the none button, which should allow him to recharge battery once again. There we go. Shrivatsa, Expedito has about half the battery that Shrivatsa has at the moment, so this is another opportunity for him to try. Goes a little bit wide. Expedito is in hot lap mode. Shrivatsa. No, he's not going to be. He's not close enough. He's having a really good exit there, but he has got the fresher tires. Bit of contact there from Expedito onto cars ahead. starts with 3 laps to go, or 2 and a bit laps to go. To the Bartofo, who's sort of a 6-lap-old soft tires. Look how much grip he has compared to these cars in front. Onto the back of the Bartofo now. There we go. Shirmatsu has a much better exit this time around. It's on the battery, nice and early. Expedito is fighting back. Bartofo is not Shirmatsu. Not able to go for a move, not close enough to go for a move on Expedito in front of him. 30 laps for these hard tire runners. It's admirable, to say the least. But the Bartofo really needs to make the most of the grip that he has in the next couple of laps. And there you go, going into none. To try and recharge some battery. Oh, there's some contact there between Shirmatsu and Expedito. Picking the right moment, picking the right line is the Bartofo to try and pick off 2 cars in one potentially. Switchback wasn't the right move there, gets cut off. Good defense from Expedito there. Oh, Shirmatsu into the wall. Oh no, he was turning right. Oh, turning left when he should have been. Oh no, he's retired on track as well. That is not very sportsmanlike. So of course, without a safety car, not be possible at the moment. Bartofo, that is allowed him to kind of close back up to Expedito. Expedito has lost the DRS on the cars ahead. Bartofo had a little bit of a moment, tried to make a move, try to get the traction down. Wanted to try and get the move done, but this is the last lap of the race, so it has to be an on-track overtake through one of the corners. Oh, the Bartofo, Expedito goes a little bit onto the curve there. That's not where you want to be going. Bartofo tries to fake down the inside. One last opportunity here. Expedito is holding on to his battery. Sorry, the Bartofo is holding on to his battery. One final corner to navigate here. Bartofo up to the line as Kodoy comes across the line and finishes the race. Bartofo up to the line, Expedito up to the line as well. That's going to be the Bartofos neck and neck. He is able to take P4 for the Bartofo by less than a tenth of a second. Heartbreaking for Expedito, who had a very, very solid race throughout. But a big, big congratulations to Kodoy, who was able to win the race even with a 10-second penalty. That is unheard of. Has to be said. Super Sean, fair play to him as well in P2. I'm pretty sure he was fairly happy with that. Didn't need the race win. Bartofo, I think the championship's going to be going down to the last race of the season, which will make it entertaining next week. Unfortunately, I am not going to be around for that one. I think it'll be back to Mookie. But there we have it, guys, ladies and gentlemen. You have our winner tonight, Kodoy, from P2 on the grids. Super Sean, proving that it's not all about qualifying. It's all about the race pace as well. Up from P10 on the grid, finishing P2. Nathwani also finishing P8 from P3. Sorry, P3 from P8 on the grid. Bartofo down 1 position. Expedito down 1 as well. What could have been for Nick Agnola, unfortunate for him. He picked up some wing damage, but that was going to be a fantastic, fantastic drive, if not for the damage, the way that he was carving his way through the fields. A big thank you to everyone for tuning in tonight. It's much appreciated as always. It's been your boy, Sir Videos, and I will catch you all next season. Peace.